All right. You ready?
All right.
Boom.
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 Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to another edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you tonight? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, actually. How about you guys? How about you?
Doing well.
I'm talking to you in the
Yeah, you. How about you guys? You figments of our imagination. No, I'm doing well. You know, having a good week so far.
Nice.
It's a little cold outside, but you know,
embracing it.
yeah, you know, you gotta just chill. You know, yeah.
It's winter forever here in
Exactly.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, but I know I'm doing well, and looking forward. Thanksgiving's coming up soon, so that's really exciting.
Yeah.
Get to eat and watch football.
Yes.
So what we wanted to do for tonight's episode, getting back to the task at hand, is obviously, if you watch the show, you know that we enjoy sports, but in particular Boston sports. You know, we talk about Boston sports a lot, all the Boston sports teams. So what we wanted to do tonight is sort of rank for you guys, for each of us personally, out of the four Boston major pro sports teams. So that'd be the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Bruins, and the Patriots. Which one we would pay the most amount of money to go see to the one that we would pay the least amount of money to go see, and sort of put them in order, you know, one through four. So I guess I'll kick things off, if that's okay with you. My top, the team that I would pay the most to go see is pretty easy. It is the Red Sox. If you watch the show, if you know anything about me, I am a huge baseball fan. I always have been, and since I can remember, I've always been a huge Red Sox fan. And so, I mean, I've paid, you know, decent amount of money to go see playoff games, you know, regular season, all those types of things. So, I mean, I am definitely willing to drop the most, I would say, to go see a Red Sox game.
All right, cool.
Number two, I'd probably say the Celtics, just because I think basketball is sort of my second favorite sport, sort of close between basketball and football. But I definitely would say, and Celtics tickets, you know, are you know, relatively cheap, all things considered. I mean, you know, they've been better the past couple of years, so the price has definitely been a bit higher, but I would definitely say that I would pay a decent amount of money to go see them.
Nice.
As well, because I always enjoy going to Celtics games, and it's usually a fun product. Number three is actually going to be the Bruins.
Okay.
I mean, I like hockey and I like watching the Bruins, but I also, you know, definitely wouldn't shell out as much money as maybe the other two, you know, the two sports I listed ahead of it. But I mean, I would pay, again, a decent, you know, I would, you know, definitely go up there somewhat in order to go see them play, especially depending on who they're playing. Like if it's Canadians, you know, you definitely are going to have to spend a little bit more if you want to go see them. But it's always a really fun game whenever those two get together.
Oh, great.
So, as you know, watching Kyle and I sort of really go back and forth on the Bruins Canadians over the years. And so it might be a surprise to you, but the team that I would pay like the least money to go see is the Patriots. It's simply because their ticket prices are so expensive. Even though, like, say in like the nosebleeds, it's like $150 a ticket for most games, and it's just like when you can just, and also it's so hard to get there. Like in terms of, like you can't, you know, with Fenway in the Garden, like you can take the T and like avoid, you know, avoid driving in. But Gillette, you're kind of forced to drive in, and there's always so much traffic. and all that stuff. And it's just like, and honestly, like with it, with 60 to 70% of the season being in like the very cold months, it's just so much more fun just to watch the game at home. Watch the game at home, in front of your TV. Like we're watching a football game right now, not the Patriots, but we're watching the Browns and the Steelers. But it's just, I just wouldn't really dole out like an extravagant amount of money to go see them. I can just watch them for free, on my TV. Not saying that I don't enjoy like with the chances I do get to go see them, which is usually I get tickets through family or whatever the case may be. But I think just for me, like I said, it's I just enjoy much more watching them at home, from the warmth and comfort of my own house. So I would say those would be my rankings 1 through 4. So Red Sox, Celtics, Bruins, and the Patriots. So Kyle, what would you say? How would you sort of rank based on that criteria?
So that was a tough one for me. The sports I generally enjoy seeing the most, I would say.
Whatever, this is what would you pay the most?
How much I would, yeah. But I feel like that also kind of factors in a little bit of enjoyment.
True.
But I would probably say number one was kind of hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, because you have a lot of valid points about the football aspect. Because I love going to Pats games. I don't go to a lot of them though. I go to like maybe once a year. And you're right, it's already pretty expensive. So I'd pay a lot of money. I'd pay money to go to those. I wouldn't.
Especially if you're going. I mean, that does make sense. If you're going once a year, then might as well make the most of it.
Exactly. So it's so tricky but you also had a good point too in the fact that it's cold. So for me, for a while, it was kind of a tie between I'd say the Pats and the Red Sox. Because I love also going to Red Sox games. Whenever I get the opportunity, I jump on it right away. Like going with going with Robbie or going with my dad. Like we got like free tickets actually one time from my job. One of my old school that I used to work at. They gave me free tickets, which was really cool.
Nice.
So anytime I get those opportunities, I jump right on it. So, but even despite the fact that. It's for me. It's kind of a tie. It's kind of a weird way. It's a weird thing because I would say it's definitely a tie between the Pats and the Red Sox, just because the Red Sox have the better weather, but the whole tailgating and going to the game experience of the Pats is also a lot of fun. So, yeah, I put it at a tie. It's really tricky.
That's fine. You could do 1A and 1B.
Yeah, maybe Pat's a little more than the Red Sox. Okay. So I guess maybe if you want like a straight up ranking, maybe I would say Pat's first, Red Sox second.
Okay, that's fair. That's very fair.
But it's really close though. It's literally like a hair difference because of the reasons you said. Yeah. Because of the reasons you said, and also because both I think go with very unique experiences. So
yeah.
Which means and this is also a close third. I think the Bruins for me would be a close third as well. Like I love
even though you're a Canadiens fan.
Yep, I said that. Yep, that's true. Because when the Bruins aren't playing the Canadiens, I will automatically root for the Bruins. So
I don't root for the Canadiens though.
Not ever.
Yeah, never. Sorry.
It's my two halves. I got my Canadian half, and my Massachusetts half. So
valid point.
I have to appease both sides. So I would say definitely my close third would be the Bruins. Just because I love watching hockey too. Hockey I think is probably the most fun game to watch for me out of all those. That's the one I'm probably the most engaged in. Even though I know very next to nothing about hockey when it comes, especially compared to the other three sports. But I would, because of the whole it's Bruins aren't like my top Boston team, but at the same time the games are always fun. So I know I'm going to get a good experience. So I would definitely, that would be my third ranking in that. And my fourth would be the Celtics. don't get me wrong. I like basketball. It's not a. It's a fun sport to watch too. But I just. I don't know. I probably I'm glad that the tickets are cheap. Even with the tickets being cheap, I don't find myself going to Celtics games a lot. So I guess that says everything there. Nothing against the Celtics. It's not like I'm rooting. Don't worry, I'm not a secret Knicks fan or anything like that. But I don't know. I don't really care to watch. To go to as many basketball games as I do the other three sports. So
hey,
that's my.
To each their own, as always. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion, unless you have a really bad opinion. But
unless you're wrong, no.
Yeah. All right, but no, that was actually. That was really good and made those rankings, I think, make a lot of sense. So
they do.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so now we're gonna move on. By the way, we want to hear from you guys. What even if your favorite sports teams aren't necessarily the Boston sports teams, which team would you pay the most money to go see, or which team would you pay the least money to go see? Definitely drop us a comment, or Facebook, Twitter, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to move on now to we'll go on to the fantasy football recap this week, and I'll start with my buddy Kyle, because you actually had a very successful week in fantasy. So why don't you tell us all about it?
Oh yeah, it was good. I won by about about 100 points.
Yeah, you dominated. You crushed it.
Thank you. It was oh my god, yeah, thanks. It was it was one hell of a week. It was just let me just see. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the. I already have 1 point from Chubb. Nice job, Chubb.
Oh yeah, Chubb's in this game right now that we're watching.
There you go. I already got 1 point.
Oh, Chubb's got the ball.
He's just that good. Oh, come on, Chubb. Give me those yards.
Was that Chubb? I don't know. I think that was Chubb. Yep, that was Chubb. We're referencing Chubb a lot in this episode.
Oh, yeah, we want him to do good tonight, so. I want him to.
I don't mind if he does well. I don't care.
That's it.
I don't have anybody good on my team, so go for it, Chubb.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so no, it's fine. I'm just trying to figure out. So yeah, overall, Chubb did okay last week. Last week it was all right. He had 12 points. The other players did fine. I'd say probably my standout players. Now, this was interesting. This was really interesting. I did not see this coming. So, first of all, Jameis Winston, as usual, did a really good job. 20 points. Nailed it. And everyone else did okay. They did moderate. They got between 2 to 8 points each, so they were fine. My standout player, though, unbelievable, was Christian Kirk. Who in the past had... So, the week before, he got 1.6 points.
Oh.
The week before that, he got about 9 points.
Oh.
And he's been having a lot of... I think he was injured earlier, so he had a lot of weeks out. So, you're thinking, okay, I just put in this guy, and I'm like, okay, whatever, we'll see how he does. Do you know how many points he got this week? Try a guess.
16.
He got 31 friggin' points.
Holy guacamole.
Right here, 31.
Good for him.
Yeah, unbelievable. This guy just killed it.
You know what? Big time players can make big time plays sometimes in big time games.
Yeah, he just nailed it this week. I was like, you know what? I'll just keep him in for this next week. So yeah, that was that.
Good for you, and congrats on the win. What's your record right now?
My record is... I gotta find out, actually.
You are 7-3.
Oh, 7-3.
You're tied for third. You're tied for third heading into this one.
Oh, snap.
Yes. Now, me on the other hand, I didn't do as well in our particular league. I lost 76 to 60, so I got beat by a few points. My top performers were Melvin Gordon for the Chargers, had 19 points.
Nice.
And then my kicker, actually, Zane Gonzalez of Arizona, had 11 points. So now my tight end had negative 0.2 points. It's like, what are you doing, Griffin?
Wow.
What is wrong with you? Well, Zach Ertz had a bye week, so unfortunately I was kind of limited in terms of my tight end. So which was tough. That being said, I did have a really good week in my other league. I was victorious 161 to 124.
Nice.
Patrick Mahomes returned this past week for me, and he put up 59 points.
Oh, good.
And then Jones, the running back for Green Bay, had 29 points. Tariq Cohen had 13 points. Robert Woods outscored his predicted points. I mean, I had some really good performances, and it's my second win in a row. So now I'm back to 500, 5-5 in 7th place, and I'm actually in a 3-way tie for 5th.
Nice.
So hoping to keep the good times rolling this week and bump up another couple spots.
Cool.
Which brings us now to the Robbie's favorite football recap this particular week. So we'll start at the high school level with Wellesley High, who, as I mentioned last week, was going to be playing Natick in the sectional semifinals. And unfortunately, things did not go so well for the Raiders. They lost 30 to nothing to Natick in Natick. So it was kind of a tough defeat for them. So they now stand overall in the year at 7-2. They will be playing one more game before Thanksgiving, which will be tomorrow night, actually. We're recording this on Thursday, so Friday
cool.
night they'll be playing at King Philip High School tomorrow night. So stay tuned. Next week next time we'll have the recap for that. BC. What did BC? Oh yeah, BC had their last home game this past Saturday. Unfortunately, came up a little bit short. They lost by 7 to Florida State.
Ooh, okay.
It was a really close back and forth game, but just unfortunately the defense could not make the stops when they needed to, and unfortunately Florida State was able to come in and get the victory. So BC now stands at 5-5. They have a bye week this week, actually a second bye week of the season, which is something just due to the calendar this year. But a lot of teams got 2 bye weeks for college, so they will be back in action a week from Saturday when they take on Notre Dame. So we'll have to sort of wait and see how they fare there. And then finally, the pros. Obviously, we talked about last week how the Patriots had had lost for the first time this season. Mm-hmm. They obviously had a bye week this past week, and so now we're gearing up for a Sunday afternoon tilt with the Philadelphia Eagles this coming week, looking to sort of come out of the bye week strong and get back in the winning column. So we will see if they're able to do that.
Cool.
So now, with that out of the way, I'm going to turn over to Kyle, who has a really cool experience that he's going to share with us that's football related as we wrap up this episode. So take it away, Kyle.
Yeah, so this week I don't have any video games to share. I'll hopefully come back with some maybe in the weeks ahead.
Yeah.
But I did want to share this, though. I actually got the chance to go to Williamstown where they had the Williams versus Amherst game, which was really fun. It was really great. It's one of the I think the long-standing college rivalries.
It's a big one. It's like
it's pretty up there, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wellesley and Needham of like D3 college football. It's been going on for I think like 100 years, maybe. I don't know, something like that. It's been going for a long time.
Yeah, kind of seeing the fans there and everything. It seemed like they were really into it. It was a really great turnout. So for those of you who don't know, Williams College is it's up by like the Berkshires. It's very it's like northwestern Massachusetts. It's like 3 hours away from where we live. You can get there by the Pike. It's actually literally right on the New York-Massachusetts border. It's pretty wild. So naturally, it was pretty chilly up there. So I went there with my dad actually, and
So sorry, just it's actually 134 meetings between the two teams. This year was the 134th
wow.
meeting, and Williams leads the all-time series 73-56 with 5 ties.
Ooh, okay.
They started meeting in 1884, 2 years after Wellesley and Needham played their first game.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, so they're very long-standing, rightfully. That's pretty wild. Yeah, it was just a great experience seeing all the fans there, and so aside from also watching the game, so we actually got some sideline seats there, which is really cool. So we literally were on the sidelines. So for those of you who don't know, my dad helps televise the games and stuff like that. So we were able to get kind of a cool field access and everything.
Nice.
So yeah, I was hanging out there in the field for a little bit. I literally could have stood next to the Williams team. It was wild. We were literally right on the ground. So I actually, while the game was going on, because I have a little bit of ADD when it comes to, so I also want to take in the whole experience too. So I actually ended up checking out the part of Williamstown. They had a really cool library, and they had this really kind of funky kind of board game shop that I looked at too. So definitely, I would highly recommend if you want to take a little break of football, or if you just want to go there, and it's the whole town area. It's really nice. They got some really nice local stuff there. Their coffee I heard was pretty good. I didn't get the chance to try it because I was very distracted when I got to the game by a chili tent. Yes, they had a chili tent there, and I'm walking in. I'm thinking is this alumni only? I asked one of the security guards, and he goes, no, go ahead. You can have some. Everyone can walk in. So sure enough, I took the advantage of that. So I got some free chili, and it was wonderful. Yeah, it was just overall a really great experience. It was a lot of fun going to the college itself. Just a good vibe. Good vibe. So
nice. That sounds. I mean, that is definitely one of the local sports to-dos in terms of taking in a game. Like the Amherst Williams game has been featured on ESPN, College Game Day a few years back, broadcasted from that game. It's a really fun atmosphere from what I've heard. So I'm glad you were able to partake in it. And,
thank you.
Thank you for the report.
No problem.
So now we're gonna sort of again wrap up our episode with our pre-show food recap. We actually went to a new place this time. We went to this place in Wayland. It's called the 110 Grill. I've been there a few times, but Kyle actually had never been. Nope. And I think we would both say it gets thumbs up from both of us.
It was fantastic. It was I absolutely loved they had a really, really great French onion soup, and I had the fish and chips, which was pretty bomb. So.
I had the steak tips, and the steak tips were really good. Nice and sweet.
Nice.
Very, very tasty. So,
there you go.
Yeah, definitely would highly recommend the 110 Grill. Again, it's located in Wayland, right off Route 30.
And there's also...
there's a few of them, actually.
Others,
there's a few of them around the state. So, go find one near you.
And they're also really good at. Robbie was telling me that they are really good at. They're very adverse to allergies there. So if you have allergies, or if you're bringing a kid or a friend or a family member who has allergies, then you don't have to worry about it when you go there, because they can kind of tweak the menu a little bit for you.
Yeah, they can pretty much make every dish to accommodate most allergies, which is something you don't see in many restaurants. So
right.
I think that's a really, really cool thing that they are able to do. So that is going to wrap it up for us for this week's edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, he's Kyle, I'm Robbie, and by the way, next episode is going to be our 200th episode.
Oh.
I know, it's amazing. So we've got some special stuff planned. So really, Sage, you're not going to give anything away, but it's going to be one that's definitely worth watching.
We're going to film in outer space.
Sure. But anyway, until then, again, for Kyle, I'm Robbie, signing off from the couch. And we'll see you next time on a Couch Talking Sports. Bye, everybody.